Hey people, what's going on? Thought we'd get back here to the Dark Brotherhood, carry this quest line on a little bit. I think when we left off, we were told to go hide out in the Night Mother's coffin and see what Cicero's up to. Apparently Astrid's being paranoid and is hearing voices in the room and she needs someone to investigate or something like that. Let's get this done, and then, I don't know, maybe move back to the Thieves Guild a little bit. I'm kind of jumping back and forth, kind of carrying on all the storylines here. At some point, I guess we need to get back to the main story. We haven't even joined the Civil War yet, or any of that. And we're already a good ways into the game. But this beautiful thing about Skyrim, you can just kind of do what you want when you want. Alright, so this isn't creepy at all, right? We're just going to break into this coffin and hide out. Not nasty in the least. Should have a take a shower option in Skyrim after this.
Are we alone? Yes. Yes! Alone! Sweet solitude! No one will hear us, disturb us. Everything is going according to plan.
This dude.
The others, I've spoken to them, and they're coming around, I know it. The wizard Festus Crex. Perhaps even the Argonian and the Unchild. What about you? Hmm? Have you spoken to anyone? No? No, of course not. I do the talking, the stalking, the seeing, and the saying. And what do you do? Hmm? Nothing! Not that I'm angry. No, never. Cicero understands. Cicero always understands. And obeys. You will talk when you're ready, won't you? Won't you? Sweet Night Mother.
Poor Cicero, dear Cicero, such a humble servant, but he will never hear my voice, for he is not the listener.
Oh, but how can I defend you? How can I exert your will if you will not speak to anyone?
Oh, but I will speak. I will speak to you, for you are the one. Yes, you. You who shares my iron tomb, who warms my ancient bones. I give you this task. Journey to Wallen Road. Speak with Armand Moutier.
Poor Cicero has failed you. Poor Cicero is sorry, sweet mother. I've tried so very hard, but I just can't find the listener.
Tell Cicero the time has come. Tell him the words he has been waiting for all these years. Darkness rises when silence dies.
What? What treachery? Defiler! Debaser and defiler! You have violated the sanctity of the Night Mother's coffin! Explain yourself! Speak, worm! She spoke to you? More treachery. More trickery and deceit! You lie! The Night Mother speaks only to the listener! And there is no listener! She said that. She said those words. To you. Darkness rises when silence dies. But those are the words, the binding words, written in the keeping tomes. The signal so I would know. Mother's only way of talking to sweet Cicero. Then, it's true. She's back. Our Lady is back. She has chosen a listener. She has chosen you! All hail the listener!
By Sithis, this ends now! Back away, fool! Whatever you've been planning is over! Are you all right? I heard the commotion. Who was Cicero talking to? Where's the accomplice? Reveal yourself, traitor!
Oh, I spoke only to the Night Mother. I spoke to the Night Mother, but she didn't speak to me. Oh, no. She spoke only to her, to the listener.
What? The listener? What are you going on about? What is this lunacy?
It's true. It's true. The Night Mother has spoken. The silence has been broken. The listener has been chosen.
When I heard Cicero screaming, I knew you'd been discovered. I feared the worst. Are you all right? You look like you've just seen a ghost. Please tell me you haven't. Cicero said he spoke to the Night Mother, but she spoke to you. What? So Cicero wasn't talking to anyone else? Just the Night Mother's body? And the Night Mother, who, according to everything we know, will only speak to the person chosen as listener, just spoke. Right now. To you? By Sithis. And? What did she say? Amand Motier? I have no idea who that is. But Valenrud, that I have heard of. And I know where it is. No. No! Listen, I don't know what's going on here, but you take your orders from me. Are we clear on that? The Night Mother may have spoken to you, but I am still the leader of this family. I will not have my authority so easily dismissed. I need time to think about all this. Go see Nazir. Do some work for him. I'll find you when I'm ready to discuss the matter further.
The plot sickens.
Oh, you are the listener! You are the listener! I have served Mother well, I have! Oh, well, yes, I did. I did indeed. I tried to listen, tried so hard, but the Night Mother never spoke to poor Cicero. The silence became almost maddening. Oh, but that was then. This is now. You're the listener, and the Night Mother chose you for a reason, I'm sure. Cicero will remain the happy keeper. Oh, the listener, well, listens. The Night Mother speaks to you, guides you on your path. But when the Night Mother speaks, the listener must obey. You must, for her word is the will of Sithis, and Sithis is the Dark Brotherhood incarnate. Surely you're pulling Cicero's leg. Wait, the listener is serious. Oh. Well, of course the Night Mother will speak to you again. She might speak now, or later, or I don't know. But speak she will. The Night Mother is part of you now. You get to hear voices inside your head. The rest of us should be so lucky. Are you excited? Oh, you should be. Things are finally looking up.
This is actually a really cool storyline. Think about it. You have this girl with a troubled past who starts this band of essentially mercenaries or, well, assassins or whatever, but it's her own thing so she can be on her little power trip, and now the real Dark Brotherhood is staring her in the face. And I think it scares her and also challenges her self-appointed authority. She basically took on a name that was much bigger than herself, and now that real entity is looking down on her, she's like, oh, holy crap.
Still here? What's the matter? Can't handle what I'm throwing your way? Well then, your timing couldn't be better. As it turns out, I've got 2 new contracts. One rather easy assignment, and another that should prove quite a challenge. Your first target is an orc bard named Lurbuk. The other is a vampire by the name of Hearn. Happy hunting. He's a vampire and has blended into human society for years. He's never far from his female companion, Hurt, also a vampire. The contract is for the male Hearn, but you'll probably have to contend with the female too. So for Sithis' sake, watch yourself. He is, by all accounts, the worst bard in all of Skyrim. Apparently, so many people sought his death, Astrid had to hold a lottery to determine the client. Happy hunting.
I have a sneaky suspicion that Nazir here is one of the ones who wanted this bard dead. Imagine that, one of the Dark Brotherhood performing his own Black Sacrament because this bard is just that bad. And he really is. He is just that bad. He's the worst bard ever.
Please, not now.
I know they threw this in here as a
No,
joke
when I'm
too,
ready to
because
discuss
it's,
the issue.
yeah, the dude is so bad. Alright, now, I would like to point out something about Cicero. This is just an observation of mine, is that he is, by all accounts, the real loyal member of the Dark Brotherhood here. The last remaining member of the Dark Brotherhood till we come along, essentially. Everyone following Astrid is following, well, what is essentially an imposter. You know, some street thug who took on a much bigger name, like, you know, somebody sells a few crack rocks and all of a sudden just calls themselves Mafia. Doesn't make them Mafia. You know, just because they call themselves that, call themselves a gangster or a thug. You know, same type of thing. She takes on the title of Dark Brotherhood and starts taking contracts, you know, having no connection whatsoever to the actual Dark Brotherhood, which is all based on this whole, you know, Sithis Night Mother thing. So, Cicero comes in as something of a trespasser on, what, Astrid's home turf, I guess you could say, bringing in the true Dark Brotherhood, and, holy crap. Well, he's, if you think about it, all these years, he's been faithfully serving the Dark Brotherhood with complete silence from the Night Mother. No word from anybody or anything, just going on his own little personal faith and faith alone. And then finally that faith is rewarded. And then on top of that, sure enough, he even admits it. He wanted to be the listener. He tried. I mean, that was his like heart's desire. He wanted to be rewarded for all that. And instead of being spiteful or resentful that someone else gets it, he's happy for the cause. Now think about that for a second, as that's being pretty loyal to the Dark Brotherhood. Now I know they made his voice and all that really super annoying, although he's kind of funny in some ways. He would be annoying after about 30 seconds of actual FaceTime, you know, being with this guy. But he's really the Dark Brotherhood personified. I mean, he really is, you know, the one last, I guess you could say, surviving member of that. And so it essentially gets reestablished here through us, but there needs to be, oh, I don't want to spoil, but it was like this in Oblivion. There needs to be something of a house cleaning, where anything that's outside of absolute focused precision loyalty, you know, to the whole Dark Brotherhood and Sithis thing just doesn't belong. And so if you don't fall into that, well, if you've associated yourself with the Dark Brotherhood erringly, then you're gonna pay for that, because I mean the whole thing is in no friendly terms whatsoever, you know, evil and foreboding. I mean, it's, you know, it's a murder cult. I mean, really, so... So we'll go and do our thing. And one big mistake of Astrid's was to tell us not to do the Night Mother's bidding. Like I say, this is a slap of reality to her face. Is she's going to have to face some kind of reckoning for having stepped outside of herself and taken a name upon herself that you know, wasn't hers. And now she has to answer to that person, and she may not take the whole Sithis thing really seriously. She may be just doing a job, running around killing people because she likes it or whatever. But now she's you know, face to face with it, and you know, she's gonna have to hold some kind of account for that. I was thinking when I saw this little thing, this is where the guardian crab would be. Remember we went to what was it, Froki's shack or whatever, and he told us we'd have to go fight a guardian crab, skeever, and something else. Wolf, guardian wolf, mud crab, and skeever. I think that's it. You know, I was thinking the mud crab might be here. I don't remember. Seems like it was out here in one of these marshes somewhere. I don't know. We'll find it. I may actually activate that quest and actually just go do it. You know, just run around and find all these guardian animals. I'm wondering what they scale up to, because he said that, you know, once you defeat all 3 of those, then maybe we'll move on to larger enemies. So I'm assuming there'd be a bear and a saber and, would be my guess. A troll or something. Well, probably not a troll. I think it's all natural creatures. Bear, saber, and maybe a spider. Yeah, probably a frostbite spider or something. And then after that, what would be after that? I don't know. I'm sure some of you guys have already followed out that entire quest line, so we'll see. We're at that point where just about any enemy in the game can one or two-shot me in a lot of ways, at least for the time being. It'd be nice to get my armor up just a little bit. Later, I'll have some defense. Essentially, once I can double enchant everything, what enchantments aren't focused specifically on offense, like bow damage and one-handed damage, where they apply. One-handed damage would come first, bow-handed would come second, although I don't think any of those overlap on the pieces. And when you can dual enchant, if one piece can have both, well then I'll put both on it. But I know some pieces you can only put one or the other. Like I think your boots, like you can only put archery on your boots, if I remember right. But you can't put one-handed or vice versa, whatever. But if that's the case, then maybe throw in some either light armor reinforcement or even some magical resistance. And once my armor rating's high enough, start considering things that armor isn't really effective against, things like, you know, magic and, you know, fire, shock, ice, that type of stuff. In fact, if I had 3 slots left over on the armor, it wouldn't be a bad idea maybe to put frost on one, fire on another, and shock on another. Although I think I run into shock the least. I don't think any dragons breathe shock. Although that would look really cool if they did. I don't recall ever coming across that. Seems like I do remember one dragon shooting out something like, I don't know, some magical type stuff. Maybe life drain or something. But I don't recall shock. So fire and ice at least. And then maybe just an overall magic. Something like that. This crab above me. Fusroda, a crab. These crabs aren't kidding though. They're pinchers. They'll get with you. Teach you a thing or two about messing with a mud crab. I think my absolute very first experience on Legendary Difficulty... Well, no, I take that back. I can tell you what my first experience was. It was with a friggin' skeever. That was where my eyes really opened to just how over the top legendary was when a skeever like two-shot. Now it was, you know, right at the very, very early game. It was over there by Whiterun or whatever. I was just really surprised. Like, holy crap, even a skeever can two-shot you at this point in the game. But mud crabs too. Yeah, on legendary, mud crab will snip you twice, and that might be it.
What's the Jarl going to do about it? How are we supposed to feel safe in our own homes?
Please, enough already. I have told Ygritte of your concerns. She'll look after you all. Please, go about your business.
We've no need for wizards in our midst. Morthal has enough problems as it is. It's no use. Let's get back to it then.
Keep your wits about you.
Unless it's about the mill.
Morthal's hardly
I don't
a
have
safe
time to talk.
place.
Too much to do. Don't know what you're talking about, stranger. I've heard of him. My father had suspicions about his connection to the mythic Dawn. Guess they were true. I don't need this. My family wasted 8 generations keeping that razor safe from a dead cult. As far as I care, it can stay locked in my house. I don't care, but my ancestors do. You can't have it.
Oh yeah?
Easy. Here. These are the keys. The hilt is in a chest in my house. Just don't hurt anyone. Trust you saw the house that burned down. Peculiar bit of business that was. And that's on top of noises from the marsh in the night. Tales of monsters. And now this wizard in our midst. What's a man to do if he can't look to his Jarl for help? The world's going mad, and our Jarl does what? She hides inside with her visions. We need a leader, not some mystic. How can I? She never speaks with us. She's allowed this wizard, Falcon, to live in our midst practicing gods know what. And now there's talk of rebellion and dragons? What help could Ygritte be against them? No. We can only rely on ourselves. You do well to remember that. All right, then.
All right. Well, we'll collect the razor pieces at some point if we decide to go through with that whole thing. I wouldn't use the dagger. I'd just have it just to throw in a display case or something, but maybe on a weapons rack in one of the houses or something. Not even sure if I'm going to buy a second house. Got 1 or 2 in mind. If I do go through with the whole Windhelm, we'll probably do the Blood on the Ice and Windhelm, and by that time, if we've got the gold, maybe buy the house there.
Is the line for my next performance starting already? Come on, don't be shy. Plenty of room for everyone.
Oh my gosh.
All right, how about this? Shadows creep, and phantoms leap. A man's he's got scared, and the demons dared to, visit upon him all which they feared. Brilliant, I know. It's a gift.
No. That's the worst thing I've ever heard in my life. That's just so bad.
There ain't much to offer, but if you want a place dry to spend the night, I'll rent you a room. Lurbuck? Fancies himself a bard. He pays, so I let him stay. If I had any customers, I'd be worried about him annoying them, but, well, look around. Hrogar's house? It burned down not too long ago. It's a real pity about his wife and kid. The screams woke half the town. Most folk won't go near it now for fear it's cursed. Hrogar claims it was a hearth fire. Some folks say Hrogar started it himself. That's what they say. See, he's living with Alva now. That started the day after the fire. It ain't right moving in with a new love the day after your kin die like that. Aye. Our Jarl would sure like to know if he did, though. Might even pay to find out. See ya.
Oh, well. New story here. I don't believe there's any Daedric quests in this town, but there is a really Well, it's a pretty nasty vampire one. Go to this cave and the boss vampire there. I remember him being a real piece of work. I mean, like, tough. Boss level type dude. Let's go ahead and wait till this quote-unquote bard
And they aren't gonna.
goes to
If you
sleep.
weren't paying for your room, I'd have thrown you out a long time ago.
Yes, but they'll come around eventually. You'll see.
Shouldn't be surprised if they come around. And if you're never seen or heard from again.
She may be one of the ones that put out the contract just to get him out. I don't know. Well, it is her only paying customer, I guess. When your singing is so bad that you make people's lives worse, it's pretty bad.
Why, good evening,
What can I get you, Alva?
Yana. What can't you get me, sweetie?
Did you want something to eat?
Eat? No, I don't.
Alright, so the trick here is not getting caught.
Tell me if you change your mind.
Guess nobody noticed I was in the next room. Or maybe they did notice and chose to ignore that. Alright, well, that's one. Now we just got a couple vampires to deal with. Speaking of vampires...
Well, aren't you the pretty one? I bet... Do they? How delightful. I'm lucky to have a man that is so devoted to me. All right, then.
Oh, that's not creepy at all. Alright. I guess we can head to the next closest place. I love the sound of the wind out here. The ambient sound is pretty awesome in this game. It, of course, adds to the whole rustic feel, a very wintry feel. Then, of course, you look at the map and all the snow-capped mountains and stuff. It's just cool. The whole thing just works. Even the water here looks cold, you know? Okay, so I had remembered this mill being closer to Windhelm for some reason. I guess, I don't know, I still seem to remember the mill right down the road. I think it's Anga's mill or whatever. Being related to one of the quest lines at some point. I don't know, I may be wrong. But anyway, we did discover this earlier, and I had basically gone and found or discovered that, what is it, Ilyana's Tower or whatever it's called. Because right over this little mountain ridge to the right is the cave where you go for Hircine's quest. And then the tower itself is where you go for Azura's Star. Part of that quest line. And so, you know, it's just a good spot to have so you can fast travel there. And then apparently this mill is just around the corner, so that's convenient. Just look through this hunter stuff. Just, you know, all brazen as I please, I guess. Like one of the loading screens says, though, it's not a crime unless you take something. So it's cool to just go looking through everyone's stuff. One of you guys had mentioned something about playing the game only with the soundtrack off, and just the you know, just the ambient noises, and you know, that struck me as an amazing idea. To do it that way. I actually, one day, if I play this game just for myself, just to get in and just play, I'm going to try that. I'm going to try just, you know, without the music. Now, the melodic music, oh yeah, another one of you viewers mentioned that attacking an iron ore vein with an axe works. I didn't know that. Till you said that, and there you go. It actually works. Wow, holy crap. You can just sit there and pound away. It's a whole lot quicker than going through the whole mining animation. Totally amazing. That's right on the same lines as Fallout 3 or the Fallout games, where if you drink water, if you just hold the button down, you drink faster. I didn't know that either until one of you guys mentioned it, and then I tried it, and I was like, holy crap! Of the hours of my life I'll never get back having sat there and sipped water one little sip at a time instead of just, you know, guzzling it down. And then here we go. All the countless hours I've spent mining where I could have just, you know, gone berserk on the ore veins and just left. Oh well, whatever. Good to know, anyway.
You're not supposed to be in here.
Oh, yeah?
Get away from me. This is the last time I'll say it. Get out. Well, now, what have we here? A lost little lamb.
Don't talk to me all creepy like that, man.
Ah, so the Brotherhood has come for old Hearn, has it? Well then, let us meet as equals. Never should have come here.
Okay.
I cannot best you.
Oh, didn't take long. Go back here.
Bruce? Your kind has no...
Slide his ass across the pavement. Where's she going? All right, you go get her, Uthgerd, and I'll deal with this dude. What I don't need is him turning on me and doing that whole vampire blood-sucky thingy that they do. Oh, come on, man.
That's it.
Got him. I can sell some of that stuff. Sure enough. You know what I wish? And if I ever developed a video game, I would do this. Because I know I'm not the only one that's a complete stickler for how my stuff looks. My gear. I mean, when I play an RPG, seriously, appearance and how cool my character looks is as important to me as the gameplay, almost. I mean, seriously. And the story and everything else. I will spend hours in character creation, then when I go around I try to find the coolest looking stuff. Not always the most, like, revealing or whatever, although I'm not one of those that hates sexy armor. I don't consider it sexist or this or that or whatever. I consider it just looking cool. In some cases, sexy armor is cool, and in other cases, just really cool armor is cool, like Daedric stuff, and like Ebony Mail. Ebony Mail isn't revealing at all, but it's form-fitting, and it's just so badass in design with the engravings on it and all that other stuff. It just looks cool, so whatever the case may be, as long as it just really looks neat. Anyway, if I ever designed a video game, I would create patterns that you could use, and the material you use dictated the particular stats on that item, right? And then I'd always implemented a dye coloring system where you could absolutely, you know, color each and every piece, you know, the way you wanted it to. So, like, say you preferred silver over gold, but you found a material that had much higher stats as gold, you could change it to silver for yourself, you know, stuff like that. You could tint it with silver. Maybe even do some engraving, or, you know, that's just getting off into whatever. But I would have patterns that you could keep, and so I can't tell you how many times I found early game gear that I just thought looked amazing, but it would get out-leveled, and then the later game gear I thought would just look stupid as crap. I mean, just look horrible. But, you know, it had the better stats, so, you know, you sacrifice survivability trying to look cool, and I've done that. I've sacrificed a few points of defense or offense or whatever to keep a weapon or an armor piece that I thought looked really nice, and then find one that's much better, but it just looks stupid, you know? So if there's a crafting system in place, I think patterns, you should be able to save those.
Look, something is happening here. I'm not sure entirely what that something is, but, well, we need to find out. If the Night Mother really did give you an order to talk to a contact, we'd be mad to ignore it. And I think we'd both agree, Cicero's brought quite enough madness to this sanctuary. So go to Vollenrud. It's a crypt, pretty far to the northeast. Talk to this Armand Motier, and let's see where all this leads,
Alright. I think she's slightly scared. Maybe she doesn't have respect for Sithis and the Night Mother, but she at least has a natural superstitious fear.
I serve Astrid
of it.
and this sanctuary. Life is simple and good.
Alright, so let's turn in these quests real quick.
Hello, Tidbit.
At least get paid.
Still?
That you just called me tidbit.
So many contracts, so little time. No sarcasm this time. You faced a vampire and lived to tell the tale. Well done. And if you contracted Sanguinari Vampiris, be sure to get that taken care of. Else you'll end up like our own Babette. Unless, of course, that was your goal all along. Here's your payment. Wonderful. The only good bard is a dead one as far as I'm concerned. All that singing and mirth. Your payment, as per the usual. Well, aren't we the eager one? Sorry to disappoint, but there's nothing. Try me again later.
Sister.
All right. And we will. We'll go to Vollenrood eventually. There is a matter of talking to a particular lizard in Solitude for the Thieves Guild. And then maybe even going on to get back with the companions. And I don't know. I think we're going to naturally go to the Mages Guild through the Thieves Guild storyline at least. I think we're going to essentially have to go there. So, you know, we'll wait on the whole Mages Guild quest line, which, following that out, I don't know, it's one of the most meaningless things in the world in Skyrim. It's really kind of pointless. I mean, you know, sure, getting the magic trainers to buy some books, getting one guy unlocked to get some black soul gems when you need them, that's convenient, and so we'll at least have that. But as far as following out their storyline, it's pretty weak, in my opinion. Not knocking the game, but I'm knocking that storyline. It's poorly written and serves really no purpose. It has no impact on the game. Once you become Archmage, you're the exact same spot you were before you ever got to the Mages Guild. It's nothing. You get a new place to stay that you're probably not going to go to anyway because it takes 10 loading screens to get there. Just, I don't know, pointless, in my opinion. Just my opinion. I guess if I was a pure mage character, there may be something hidden in there that, you know, you can only get through the Mages Guild. If there's that, then I get it. Alright, so if you want to subscribe, click that button up top. If you want to catch the rest of this Let's Play up to this point, click that image there in the middle. It should send you there. Alright, thanks for watching, and we'll catch back up with this on the next one. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.